I am your host, FatDag, and you're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations, and I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello, welcome to episode 115 of WhysAdvice. And we are just creeping up the ladder here in numbers. You know, it wasn't long ago that we were on episode 7, 8, 9. And I had no expectation that we would get into the hundreds and then all of a sudden get into 115. And there is no stopping this show. We're just going to keep on going. As long as you keep emailing in, that gives me something to talk about. That gives us something to share. So as long as you email in, the show will go on. Had a great day today. Just all of a sudden woke up. It was Monday, Labor Day. Wanted to get out and get some exercise in, so I just went out and did a practice 5K just to see where I was. Came back in after 3.1 miles at 26 minutes and very happy with that time. I went the middle of the day, noontime. The heat's a little hotter at noon than I expected, but nonetheless, 26 minutes for a 5K. Very pleased with that. My attendance goals got me to the point where that becomes just something I do. I just need to get out and do something often. And today was no different. Got out, got it done, and I saw a lot of other folks doing the exact same thing. So great job keeping your attendance goals going, because when you keep on the attendance goal, at some point you pick up the time, the pace, and you really go out and get it done. So thanks for that. The first email I want to share with you, as you know, if you write into the show, one of the things I do is I kind of read your emails as I get them. I kind of save them, and then I come back to them later and work them into the show. So if you email in, a lot of times it takes me a good month or more to actually work it into the show. But I do try and read them every day as they come in. And, you know, if there's something that needs an immediate response, I kind of try and respond there. If there's something that just instantly grabs me, I throw it to the top of the queue. And that's what happened with Niki's email today. I got it in today. It says, Good morning, Mike. First, thank you for your service to our country and also your service to the daily task of keeping us motivated. I reached goal 27 years ago, losing 106 pounds created by medication. 10 years after that, I became an endurance athlete. I have done one full, 21 half marathons, 2 mini triathlons, and a century ride in Lake Tahoe, all after the age of 57. During the past 10 years, I have coached dozens of folks towards their endurance goals. So it's safe to say I am goal-oriented. Then last year, a big life-changing event occurred. I developed breast cancer and spent almost the whole year getting better. Breast cancer, or any cancer for that matter, is the gift that just keeps on giving. I was fortunate that after having surgery, I did not have to have chemo or radiation. However, I took a chemo care drug that I was supposed to take for 5 years. They told me I would gain weight, but I wasn't prepared for what happened. I usually worked out 4 to 6 days a week, but because of the bone and the muscle pain, I could barely walk. So I sat in a chair, maintaining around a 1,200 calorie diet, and I watched myself put on a whopping 30 pounds. On April 3rd, I woke up and I told my husband, that's it. I'm going to stop taking the medication and just take my chances. I went to see my nutritionist and my oncologist. We put together a plan of supplements and a plant-based diet. As we talked, I thought that this sounded a lot like Weight Watchers. So I joined Weight Watchers online, and nothing happened. Long story short, we moved to a small town where we didn't know anyone. I finally realized that there was a Weight Watcher meeting close by, so on July 3rd, I re-upped at 194 pounds. On July the 5th, I learned from my regular doctor that he wants me to stay with the program and continue my exercise regimen, but that I probably won't see any results for 6 to 12 months. Another frowny face. I needed something to keep me focused, so I had my nose pierced. Yes, at age 69. That way, every time I looked in the mirror, at that little twinkle, I was reminded to keep the main thing the main thing. I am not losing the war. It's just my journey to the front line is going to be a little bit bumpy. A couple of weeks ago at my meeting, I heard about you and your podcast. I thought I'd give you a listen. So I downloaded the app and I listened to you while I walked the next day. My new wingman was also my new walking buddy. By the way, I'm 5'1", and I currently walk about a 16:45 pace. Not bad for a short, ample gal. That time will increase, so get ready. Now to the good part. Last week, I had a 3-pound loss. This week, another 2 pounds. I am so excited. I weighed in at 188.1 this morning. That is a 6-pound loss in 2 months. I saw a weight loss in 5 months, not 6 or 12. Woohoo! I do like to win stuff. Dag, I hope you'll be hearing a lot from me. I know not all of my days and weeks will be woohoo moments, but I sure hope there'll be a lot of them. Because the way I see it, it's never too late to be awesome. Thanks for the use of your wing, Niki out of Smithville, Tennessee. Niki, you are a winner at life. How amazing is this transformation, this journey? As I read through your email, I told you earlier, it got me the first time I read it. It just really kind of grabbed me. And I said, here's someone who's just been through an awful lot. And I can see in your email the turning point. I can see where you all of a sudden, where you picked yourself back up. You became the fighter that you were in the beginning, and you said, I'm going to push forward. 6 pounds when you in your 5th month is absolutely incredible when your doctor didn't even think it was going to happen until 6 or 12. But one step beyond that, one thing that's a little bit, I'm very proud of the 6 pounds. Do not take this the wrong way. I'm very proud of your 6 pounds. But what I'm really proud of, what really makes me happy is that it's not about the number. It's about the mental victory that you reclaimed for yourself. That is where the power is. You got dealt this dangerous, difficult blow that very easily could have defeated you. And instead of giving up, you have the mental adjustment that you needed in the middle of this to go ahead, go forward and win. That win is what's gotten you those 6 pounds down. And that win and that mindset will continue to push you forward. Now, I'm completely honored to walk this journey with you. Yeah, we're absolutely walking buddies at this point. I will walk with you for as long as you need so that we get this done together. I'm continuing to pray for you. Your diagnosis, it's devastating. But you didn't let it defeat you because, as you said, you're a winner, and all the amazing things you've done in your life, no doubt that healthy lifestyle that you led before is what kept you in such great shape to be a fighter. That's why when we work this journey, it's important for us to use our health as the benchmark for how well we're doing on the program. If we get to a healthy place and we get to the point where our body is healthy and we're treating it right, when stuff like this happens to us, we have a much better chance of getting through. The journey is going to be bumpy for all of us. In your case, extremely bumpy. And all we say is just do your best. Wake up every morning, find out what circumstances you've been given. Within that framework, do your best. That means eat to the best of your ability, given the current framework. Work out when and if you can. And just remind yourself every day that you're awesome. You're incredibly awesome. If you wake up in the morning ready to go, on fire to get it done, you're awesome. And that is what you can do to get it done. So, I really want you to know, Niki, that I'm so proud of you. You're a fighter. You're tough and you're a winner. And your email is inspiring. And like I said, it brought a tear to my eye as I read it this afternoon. I read it 3 or 4 times since then. And every single time I read it, as I say, this gal is going to get it done. So your walking time at 16:45 pace, you say not bad for a short, ample gal. I say, that's not bad for a cancer survivor. That's phenomenal work. You're a winner because you do like to win stuff, and you've proven that you can do it. Now, the community here is going to just continue to show you what is possible. We're going to give you the plan, we're going to give you the tools, and we're just going to tell you that we believe in you and that you can do this. You don't need to rely on hope. You can rely on us to carry you along the way. Hope is not a plan. You have the amazing ability to set forward, carry out your dreams and your goals, and get it done. Niki, truly honored to walk with you. Keep up the great work. And absolutely, I should be hearing from you a lot. And I know the community wants to hear from you as well. Carey writes in and says, "Hi, FatDag. I am sure you would agree that weight loss is a team effort. Like raising kids, it takes a village. I grew up with a mom who was always on or off a diet. She never did Weight Watchers, but I think she did everything else. Anyway, I grew up with that role model, and I think because of her struggles, she tried really hard to make it easier for us. We had no candy or treats in the house unless it was a special occasion. We did have ice cream, which she weighed diligently so that we couldn't complain that another sibling had more. As I think back to that, I chuckle because that was my first introduction to weighing my food. When I went off to college, I went crazy with food. I ate at McDonald's on campus. I bought candy bars in the vending machines. I ate ice cream nearly every meal. This was my rebellion to all the restrictions my mom had on our food at home. After a very short while, I learned that when you eat anything too often, you get actually kind of sick of it. While most people gain weight their first year of college, I actually lost quite a bit, 15 to 20 pounds, without really trying. You see, I talk a lot, and I eat really slow, so when I ate with my friends, I could eat the food that I loved, but I never finished it. I think that is what had me coming home and not fitting in to any of my clothes. Fast forward to the end of my college years, now I was living in an apartment and working 2 jobs, catering and waitressing in a restaurant. All about food. Here is where I gained some weight. A friend and I joined Weight Watchers, but we never stayed for the meetings because we were the only young ones there. The rest of the membership was significantly older than us. I think back that when we bought the 17-week passes, when they expired, I did not rejoin. Life went on. I became a teacher, got married, had kids, attempted several methods to lose weight with some success. In the end, I always wanted a quick fix, something that just doesn't work with weight loss. Then in 2004, we moved to Columbia for a better teaching job and better schools for our kids. A new teaching position with lots of change had me packing on 30 to 40 pounds. I was stressed and I was miserable. I joined Weight Watchers, a weight loss group with my mom, and she'd been a member of, and they actually gave you a booby prize if you gained the most weight. Well, I came home with that prize several times before not returning. In 2008, I decided to join Weight Watchers again. It was so much different than my first experience. I went on to join, and I quit a few more times. One time, I came home with within 1.7 pounds of my goal, but I just could not lose the rest. I went to meetings, but I didn't work the program. I think it was 2010 when I did really well. Again, I came within 5 pounds of my goal, but then I was hired as a Weight Watcher receptionist, and I lost my focus. It was a sad day when I was told I could no longer work for Weight Watchers because I did not make lifetime. I should have known it would have come to this, but I was devastated nonetheless. In 2013, I earned my second master's degree, and I landed a job as a school counselor. Again, I moved to a different school, but in the same town. This is my dream job, and I absolutely love it. For the next few years, I started making fitness goals for myself. I rode over 400 miles on my bike one summer. I started tracking with MyFitnessPal, and I lost 25 pounds, but I gained it back again when the weather got cold and school got busy. My weight kept creeping up. When I hit the 190s, I was scared. When I hit the 200s, I was so sick and disappointed with myself. I couldn't find anything to wear that even looked decent. I was utterly disgusted with myself. I tried MyFitnessPal again, but I was not successful. I hated to pay for it, but in November 2016, I joined Weight Watchers again. November and December were not very successful months. I attended meetings religiously, but I only lost 0.6 for those 2 months. I liked attending the meetings, but I wasn't working the program at home. I can't even believe I lost weight during those months. In January, I got my focus back. I went in to work the program zone. I joined a couch to 3 to 5K running group, and I decided to track every day, no matter what. It's now July, and I have not missed one day of tracking since January 1st. That doesn't mean there haven't been days where I went overboard. In fact, I remember one week when I ended with 155 negative points. But I tracked it all. Last week, Friday, I hit goal. 47.2 pounds. Gone forever. This is a first for me, and I am so excited. And looking back, these are the tools that helped me get there this time. The blue dots. The blue dots give me the flexibility without making me be perfect. They are a game changer. Connect. I have learned to tune into Connect daily for inspiration and motivation. WhysAdvice. I downloaded the podcast app and I listen to it wherever I can, usually in the morning while getting ready. Mindfulness. I have started finding joy in everything I do. In turn, I have learned to love who I am. A grateful journal. Every day I write down one thing that I am grateful for. It helps me focus on the positive. Running. I never thought I could run with my plantar fasciitis, but when it flared up so badly. But guess what? I've run 4 5Ks this year, and I have one more in September. In October, I'm running a half marathon. I found motivation and support in my running group, and then continued to work it after the group was over. I just kept showing up. And if the weather is bad, I have a treadmill I can use. Preparation is the key. My family support. I guess I finally have trained them right. No longer do they say you can't have that, making me want it even more. Now my husband asks, what would you like to add to the snack bag? Or do you want to bring the portable scale on vacation? It's so much more helpful. Having daily support and accountability has been key this time. I also love how the new program incorporates cognitive behavior practices each week. I have learned to love myself and switch from an all-or-nothing person to someone who has grit. My next step, becoming a Weight Watchers leader so I can pay it forward. Thanks for listening, Carey. Carey, congratulations on hitting your goal. What an amazing journey you just went through. You know, as you wrote it all out, I'm confident that as you sat down and detailed it out, that all those memories had to come rushing in. And your journey starts where a lot of ours does, is that, you know, college years and learning how to eat on our own. It's not necessarily a rebellion stage. It's just we just truly don't know where and how to eat properly. And I believe that the beauty of this is once you figure out your why, is you then learn how to eat properly. All of that based back on your why. So I want to address the one point in your earlier journey, and I think a lot of folks have this same conversation, is, you know, when we walk into the meeting room, you know, especially for the younger generation, is sometimes, yeah, you're the youngest one in the room. But what I say to that is, man, what an amazing opportunity for generations to come together and work on something that doesn't know an age, it doesn't know a gender, it doesn't know a race or ethnicity. This journey affects us all equally. And so if you're a younger person thinking about a meeting and you're the youngest one there, what an amazing gift you can bring to that meeting room. And what an amazing gift they can offer you, because they can see the opportunity that you present, and you know what is going to look like in the future. So don't let that derail you. There is no quick fix, as you said in your email. As you've detailed, you went through this thing. You are a very, very accomplished woman. What you've done, your goals, it looks to me as I read through your email, anything that you've wanted bad enough, you've figured out a way to get it. A second master's degree is not easy work. You use some focus, discipline to get it done. It's that same focus that you now shift to you, and that is how you finally hit your goal. 47.2 pounds gone forever. Congratulations, that's amazing work. The tools that you outlined, of all the ones you outlined, the two that stuck out to me was your mindfulness and your grateful journey. If you continue to be grateful on this journey, you continue to look for all the positive, and you find joy in everything you do, those two things will carry you all the way to your goal and to continue to change your life forever. You do have grit. Grit is what got you 47.2 pounds down. Grit is what makes you want to become a Weight Watcher leader so that you can pay it forward. Thank you for that. Thank you from our community who says, we need people to step up and show us that the journey is not perfect, but that it can be won. So, Carey, thank you for your email. Next up, Amy writes in and says, Dear FatDag, this past week and weekend, my aunt and uncle came to visit. I planned my Smart Point-friendly meals for the weekend ahead. I planned ahead of time as per usual. When they arrived, my aunt told me she was doing a similar diet to Atkins, and I had lost 14 pounds. She's actually very slender and does this occasionally to keep herself in check. It would have been nice to know that ahead of time, though, so I could mentally prepare. As her diet is definitely low carb, high protein, but very cheese focused. That's my downfall. I served my turkey sliders for lunch, and I planned on the pulled pork with rice and lettuce wraps for dinner. We both love wine, which I had planned for, but since she wasn't eating carbs and she is so cheese-focused, she wanted a cheese plate before dinner. Cheese, again, is my downfall. I love cheese, and thus the cheese weekend started. On Saturday, we had concert tickets at a winery where we brought our own picnic dinner. Again, I kept my smart points in mind. I made mini piatas with lettuce, salami, and tomato cantaloupe skewers with basil, and I had planned already on doing some cheese and crackers to go with the wine. I was mindful, but I knew I was going over points. It was at this concert that I decided to treat this weekend like an experiment. I'm going to Germany in September, and I plan on eating German food. I know those foods won't be in my tracker, and I know that I'll actually be over points. We haven't been there in 21 years, so I'm definitely eating my favorite foods. So at this concert, I decided to see how things would play out this weekend if I only ate what I really wanted, but in smaller portions. We started every morning with a long walk of 5 miles. I ate my normal 2 Smart Point friendly breakfast, had my mid-morning fruit snack. Some days I made low point turkey burgers for lunch. Some days we ate out. On the days we ate out, I chose something I really wanted, but I ate less of it. For example, I choose a chicken burger with onions, mushrooms, and cheese, but I only ate a third of it, and I ate 5 French fries. I was mindful, but I ate what I truly wanted, smaller portions, which is what I plan on doing in Germany. It felt very powerful to know that while I chose to eat the things that were higher point foods, I also knew that I was going right back to Blue Dot days as soon as the company left. I'm very close to goal, 4 pounds to go. Actually, she's at goal. Going to interject here. She's at goal. And then she continues, I know I will get there, and I've found that I do better when I do not set a goal date. Otherwise, it's too much pressure. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's comforting that I trust the plan completely. While my relatives were here, I didn't want to make my diet everyone's focus. They're getting up there in age, so I might not see them ever again. So I provided foods they enjoy, but aren't necessarily healthy choices. I made my aunt a cheesecake for her 70th birthday, and yes, I had a piece. Not a huge piece, but a small, very satisfying piece. I ate and drank more than usual. I ate some not so healthy things, and I didn't drink enough water, but the experiment was also that I really paid attention to how these foods made me feel. I felt bloated and big from the cheese, and my body ached, and I was thirsty. This was a good reminder of how I don't like feeling this way anymore. I looked at the past week and my weekend as a success. I feel in control of my life. Yes, I did overeat, but I was still mindful. Before, I would have thrown all caution to the wind and eaten everything in sight. I didn't this time. By the time they left, I craved salad, veggies, and I didn't want any more wine. I'm now starting to see how my new healthy lifestyle of eating smaller portions is creeping in to my everyday life. They left on Tuesday morning. I was back on track Tuesday morning. I could have said, well, what's one more day as I reset my points on Wednesday, but I didn't. I ate my 2-point breakfast, I made a big salad for lunch, and I had a low point dinner. On Wednesday, the scale said I was up 0.4 this week. Not bad for what I ate. I know and feel confident that I've got this for life now. I feel free. The number on the scale doesn't mean anything anymore. It's the feeling I have when I'm out shopping with my aunt for clothes in a size 2 and 4 that makes me stay on track. I'm back to Blue Dot days. I feel confident that I can follow the 80-20 rule when I make goal. I'll stay within the plan 80% of the time and use the other 20% for a special time like this or for my trip to Germany, which doesn't happen often. Well, I've been searching for my big why. I've been searching for a while. And of course, I want to look better, be active, have more energy, etc. But I never felt like I had the big why. This weekend reminded me of what I don't want. That feeling of feeling fat. That's my why. My why is a feeling. I hate feeling heavy and sluggish. I absolutely love feeling skinny. I finally found my big why, and it's a great feeling. For all the listeners out there, keep working on your big why. It will show up when you least expect it. Thanks for listening and for your wonderful podcast. You really have kept me on track these last few months, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for all you do. Big hugs, Amy, out of Washington. And she puts in here, starting weight 169, current weight was 139, but she's now at goal. So, Amy, this email is truly amazing because one of the things in your email that is the absolute best part is that you have figured out that to work this for the rest of your life, you have to work it for the rest of your life. That 80-20 rule, I think, is a great rule. You know, if you follow the plan 80% of the time and you work it 80% well, and a once in a 21-year trip to Germany, I agree with you. You go, you enjoy it, you have a good time. What's probably going to be amazing is when you're there, you're going to understand as you start, trying foods you haven't had in years, you're going to find that sluggish feeling creep back in. And I bet the mindfulness takes over. And I bet that you eat completely different than you had it been a couple years ago. So the fact that you are tuned into the program and that you trust the program is the absolute key to doing this. No matter what scenario that pops up, no matter what happens, whether it's 70th birthday parties, whether it's trip to Germany, whether it's Cheese Fest, that you can instantly, whenever you want, pop right back to the plan, continue to tracking, getting the blue dots, and living that lifestyle. When you trust you to follow the plan, the freedom is incredible. When you said it in your email, I feel in control of my life. That is what we're after. It's amazing how that works. But if you're in control of your life and you build the healthy habits, once you have days that aren't exactly perfect, the healthy habits bring you back and you're craving all the things that got you to goal. That is the control piece. And the lifestyle is absolutely the key. So keep doing the amazing work. Now you focus on your why. And it's funny, I didn't recognize this in my own self. I did, but not to the extent that you wrote it down. I agree with you. I love the feeling of feeling skinny. It's different. It really is. The feeling that when I was overweight, when I was fat, I hated it. I didn't recognize how much I hated it until I got rid of it. And now being a skinny person, I'll say it, being a skinny person, I feel great. So yeah, it's a feeling that you just never, ever want to give up. Amy, I'm incredibly honored to walk this journey with you. And the fact that you've hit your goal and you continue to show us exactly how to do this is inspiring. Keep doing what you're doing. You are in this for the long haul, and you can get it done, and you're going to have an amazing trip to Germany. And when you come back, you're going to slip right back into your routine, and that routine is what got you to goal. Congratulations. Next up, Connie says, my baby sister, Rita, introduced me to your podcast. She lives and works in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and would love to attend your meetings. She can't travel back home to Indiana for them because her husband's Parkinson's is bad enough that she couldn't leave him to attend our mother's funeral in May. She could use the boost you provide. She has a lot on her plate. Her Connect name is Haley Heidi. Thanks for the encouragement your podcast provide. I live in northwestern Pike Township, so I might make it to a meeting if I switch from online only. 7 weeks. I'm down 17.2 pounds. I got to make sure I don't wimp out when I reach 30 or so as in the past. I just listened to a podcast that covered it. Connie, which is Quilted LB. I'll put all that in the show notes. But folks, go ahead and reach out to Heidi. Go ahead and reach out to Connie and let them know that we're a community that continues to work with each other and help each other and keep that system going. But 17.2 pounds in 7 weeks is phenomenal work. Connie, you're doing it. When you get to 30, keep doing what you're doing. Whatever you did to get down 17.2 pounds is what you need to continue to do for the rest of your life. You absolutely can get there. And when you get there, I want to celebrate. Thanks for writing in. Thanks for celebrating with us. Let's share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com. Click on Listen Now to send in your celebrations, your comments, and your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I really want you to email in your celebrations so we can share them. As a community, we can see that we are getting it done together. I also want to say thank you for those who reached out on FatDag.com and decided to help support the show. That means a lot to me. Thank you for that. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it.